Here we're looking at a sample of 125 and a proportion of 0.38. You make sure that I wrote that right. Okay, so we want to know the probability of observing between 50 and 54. First, we need to find the standard error of the proportion, which is P, which is 0.38 times 1 minus P over 125. And that will be 0.38 times 0.62 divided by 125, and the square root would be 0.0434. So we're trying to find the probability that X is between 50 and 54, but we need to change it to a proportion, which is X over N, and N is 125. So 50 divided by 125 is 0.4, and 54 divided by 125 is 0.432. So now we're ready for our Z values for each of these. Now when you're finding your Z value for a proportion, you need the population proportion, and you need the standard error of the proportion, and then you need your values for your sample proportion, which are right here. So those are the numbers that we're going to need. So our sample proportion, let's start with the larger one. When we're trying to find the area of in between, we're going to take the bigger one, get the Z-score for it, find the probability, and subtract it from the probability of the smaller to get the area or the probability of it lying in between. So I'm going to do 0.432, I'm just reading my formula, minus P, which is at the top, divided by the standard error of the proportion. So that part's going to be the same for both. This minus 0.38 divided by 0.0434, only the front this time is going to be 0.4. So I'm ready to plug this in and get my Z value. And I get 1.1982 for the first one. And for the second one, I get 0.4608. Alright, now let's go check those and get our probability. So 1.1982. Okay, and then the second one was 0.4608. And so our probability when we take the larger one minus the smaller one, we're going to get 0.2071, which is an acceptable answer. So you'll work part B and part C the same way. Let me know if you have any questions.